Alright guys, so the latest update to Manor Lords was just recently released. It does finally add a polished and balanced version of the newest mechanics that we've been seeing out of the beta testing and all the media that's been shared. The spoilage rates for food, fishing, the butcher mechanic as well, Unreal Engine 5 obviously being updated into the game's graphics engine, and all the effects that has on both kind of graphic fidelity but also performance. It also does perform much better than before as well. Lots of really great things have happened to the game over the last few months, especially with this update, and I've been playing it and I have really enjoyed it. So in this video, we're going to dive into all of this and explore everything that's happened to the game so far. Before we dive straight in, if you don't own Manor Lords, you can pick it up with a massive 49% off on Instant Gaming, a reputable game key reseller that I've been using for a little while now. They have a great roster of games on sale like Ghosts of Tsushima, Helldivers 2, or even all of the Total War titles and DLCs, all with big discounts. So if you're thinking about buying, make sure to click the link below in the video description to get your games for cheap and support the channel at the same time. Now let's get back to the video. So Manor Lords' latest patch has been out for a little while now. I've been playing under the hood in the beta testing phase to see how these mechanics are working, how they're developing, if they're balanced. You know, it's great to have fish and sausages and spoilage rate, etc., but how are all of these engaging with the trading mechanic, the new trading summary screen? How are they engaging with the granaries, the marketplace? Are things being distributed properly? You know, all of these have been questions that I've been asking and keeping an eye on, and I have to say that through the beta testing phase, things have been developing really nicely, and with this official release of the patch, things are both balanced from an economy perspective, from a production perspective, a trading perspective, and also polished. Things are just kind of working in a really, really good place as well. Obviously, you know, as a manager of your towns and you're producing all these resources, you need to figure out the right balance of granaries and food production, making sure you're not overfishing and letting the fish pond repopulate as well, to continue that stream of food income to your people and distribution, etc. But it is in a good place. It's much easier to do. It's accessible versus where it was in the beta testing phase as well. So it's in a really good place. But also beyond that, I mean, having a new body of water with a pond is just so cool to see. I've always been saying, you know, since the first release of Manor Lords, that having more different unique types of bodies of water is just going to make the game look and play more interestingly as well, especially now that ponds can spawn in multiple regions in this official version. So it's in a really good place. It just gives you an inclination, a little bit of a foreshadowing for how other bodies of water might look like on the map as well. Having coastlines, for example, on a new map where you can trade with far off regions with merchant ships, or actually fish, other variations of fish as well, or shellfish. It just gives you that idea of what the future possibilities are for what graphically bodies of water can look like, how it can engage with your economy, with your trading economy as well. It's just lots of potential here. I'm very excited. But graphically as well, I just want to mention that things are looking really, really good as well. Unreal Engine 5 is here with this patch, which means, you know, animations, graphic fidelity, the clarity, the definition of lighting and shadows, all of this is in a really good place as well. It just looks much crisper and cleaner and well defined compared to where it was before. But alongside this, of course, also performance has seen a boost as well. I remember when I first started, performance blips here and there if you have high population in a region or certain weather effects, etc. But basically now with Unreal Engine 5, performance is in a really, really good place as well. Now, alongside all of this, we have Crossbowmen in the game, the Crossbow Militia. They don't quite replace archers just yet, but they look really good. They have a lot of impact on your battles if you especially flank them around for high accuracy, high damage and impact as well. And it just kind of, it's a nice new unit into the game for the first time, and it just gives you a little bit of a, like this looks good. Hopefully they're working on cavalry as well. They play really well, they look really well, and yeah, basically another great reason to get back into the game. game. But the other major point I want to make here about all these new mechanics and additions really is the viability and accessibility of multi-region economies and how they work together, how they import and export goods that are a bit more specialized that certain regions don't have access to, and it's in a really nice playable state. So what you got here, what you're seeing is my 3 tri-town community. I've got a farming community in Aikanau. I've got a apple orchard and vegetable plot community in Zweiau, and I've produced a kind of like a successful meat and sausage economy in Goldoff. And all these regions are working together. You know, all these regions are specialized in a way that I can then have pack stations set up that can trade sausages for fish, fish for bread, ale, you know, from one region to all the rest. You can have salt that is produced in one region going to the region that needs it for sausages and spoilage, etc. It's just all these new goods and mechanics are working together in a way that you need these regions to help each other to grow and develop. And that is just really, really cool to see in this game. I've been waiting for it, and it is finally here. Of course, there are still issues that the game is still working with, ironing out, introduced with this new patch as well, I'm sure, that I don't know of. But from what I've noticed in my latest playthrough, there are issues with distribution, especially granaries and storehouses still bottleneck a lot of goods that don't reach the marketplace. And sometimes even, you know, goods that reach the marketplace don't go to the rest of the houses, leading to kind of spoiled food and etc. So there are still issues there that need to be resolved as well. There are issues with the trading system at the moment where goods you've kind of checkmarked to be exported out. You know, I had a region with 1,400 apples at one point, and I noticed it and I thought, wait, wasn't this supposed to be like 300-400? I should be exporting all of this. Here it is here. I should be exporting all of this. I don't need any of it. And the oversupply in the economy isn't there either. So it should be exporting, but it isn't. So yeah, like I said, there are some issues here that are a bit glaring that do affect your economy that you need to kind of move around. And, you know, sometimes it helps to, as I'm doing here, just repopulate the building to make sure it's moving around, or even move the building completely so that the goods are shifting from that place to another, which then prompts it to go to its correct destination. So all of that does have solutions. It's just still a little bit annoying to have in the game. But otherwise, everything else, as I've mentioned, is balanced. It is quite polished. It's working. It's flowing. The economy is going through the top of production down to the people that it needs to go to generally, which is really, really good to see. So yeah, it's in a much better place than it was before. If you're going to tell me, you know, oh, does it have this issue or does it have that? I'm still exploring the game myself in this latest patch, but I have to say, especially with the new additions, the fishing, the sausages especially, I love having sausages as a mechanic where you need to have multiple resources from different regions coming in to be able to produce it. It's just really immersive and interesting to have, and it's in a really good place. I love the ponds as well, so hopefully in the near future we get another update that expands all of this and irons out some of those bugs. And that's it for today, guys. This has been my coverage of the latest update for Manor Lords, going through some of the great new additions to the game that I'm really enjoying right now, but also, of course, some of the challenges that we're still experiencing with distribution, storage, trading. All of that still matters. It's worth mentioning. But despite that, it's in a really good, interesting, and playable state. The new resources with sausages and fish, the new mechanics with spoilage, and the upgrade in graphics with Unreal Engine 5 make it a really, really fun time to play Manor Lords right now. And yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough, really. It looks really good, it plays really good, and especially for me, having a multi-region economy be properly viable, where each region is specialized and, you know, you've got various goods being traded around to help with population growth, feeding your people and trading them, exporting them out to grow your income is just a really, really cool thing to see finally in the game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like and drop any thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this latest update to Manor Lords, what you're doing with your towns, how you're playing around, what kind of challenges maybe you're experiencing as well. I'd love to hear everything you are going through in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel for more just like this, more videos coming in the future about Manor Lords and its newest updates as well. Don't forget to check out Instant Gaming if you don't have the game, and thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.